ADOS community, here goes Charlemagne, the biggest coon in media, endorsing Kamala Harris, the woman that doesn't have a black agenda, the woman that supports a study for reparations but doesn't support reparation payouts for the ADOS community, the woman that jailed the parents of truant children, that has done harm to our community, and she even laughed about that shit. That is who he's endorsing. But I've always been suspicious of Charlemagne because he plays both sides. One day he's pro-black, then the next day he's for this people of color shit. Just like Roland Martin. One day he's pro-black, the next day he's defending Kamala Harris. The reason why is because the white media pays black mascots like Charlemagne and Roland Martin to be a spokesperson, quote unquote, of the black community, but not to represent the issues or present the issues that confronts our people. They're being paid to do this shit. And that's why it's important for us to establish our own media as an ADOS community, so that we can kick out these fucking coons that are in counter of what we're trying to do as an ADOS community. We got to have political experts on ADOS issues. We got to have political people that can analyze politics and speak on the issues that we need them to. We need to promote ADOS candidates that represent our community, that represent our issues, that represent what we need as a community, not this people of color shit. So I'm going to read through this article. I'm going to post a link to the article in the description box so that you can read it for yourself. The title of the article is Charlemagne says Trump is setting the stage for Kamala Harris to be president, which is not going to happen. So let's delve into the article. The radio personality does not officially endorse the senator, but he thinks a woman of color could be the next president of the United States. And we got to cut this shit out with this people of color shit. Is ADOS or not? Is ADOS issues or no issues at all? That's who I'm standing for. I'm standing for ADOS issues. I'm speaking on behalf of ADOS people. Fuck this other person and women of color shit. Because anybody can be a person of color. Hispanics can be considered people of color. People from the Middle East can be people of color. Immigrants are people of color. Fuck that shit. I'm standing up for ADOS issues and ADOS issues only. Plain and goddamn simple. The 2020 Iowa Democratic caucuses are still 7 months away, but the campaign to determine the party's next presidential nominee is in full swing. Former Vice President Joe Biden is still the front runner for the nomination, according to national polls. The Breakfast Club co-host Charlemagne has made it clear he is not a supporter of President Barack Obama's VP for 8 years. Charlemagne put on his political pundit hat to discuss the 2020 Democrats during an appearance on CNN Tonight with Don Lemon. And think about this. What other group do you know that uses entertainers, celebrities, rappers, athletes as political pundits, as political analysts, people to analyze politics? No other group does that but the black community. See, the white media pays people like Charlemagne, people like Roland Martin and various others to be the spokesperson of the black community, but not to represent the issues or articulate the issues in our community. Because the white media does not want black political leaders or ADOS political leaders. They don't want that shit. Because in a system of white supremacy, you can't have black political leaders. You can't have media organizations that only specifically stand for black issues, because that's a threat to white supremacy. Charlemagne, Roland Martin are the enemies of the black community because they are speaking and being tools of white supremacy and speaking on their behalf. Furthermore, Charlemagne said it's all about Barack Obama. When Don Lemon asked him about Biden's critical backing in the African American community. He added, I don't think people are too old, but I think you can have old ideas. I think you have to be willing to learn new things. Really, you have to be willing to unlearn. And then he says it's all about Barack Obama. Man, Barack Obama is not popular in the black community. He's popular with white people because the only thing he did as president was look out for white people, look out for every other group, illegals. He looked out for white women. He looked out for gays, but he did nothing for the black community. Barack Obama was a wolf in sheep's clothing. He was a deceiver. He came, he pimped us, he took our vote and did nothing for us. So by him even using Barack Obama, by him even saying the shit that he said that was incoherent and that didn't make sense, shows you that he doesn't know shit about politics. That's why we need our own media establishment, ADOS. We need the best of the best representing us in our community that can articulate the issues, articulate and represent our community well. Not these fucking entertainers, these people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. The Black Privilege and Shook One author went on to mention South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, and California Senator Kamala Harris as Democratic contenders that are doing well with presenting ideas associated with a black agenda. And that's a lie right there. And look, he wrote all of these books. He wrote the Black Privilege book and the Shook One. So he benefits and profits from the black community, but he doesn't stand for the issues or correcting the issues or the causes of the issues, which is why we need a black agenda. So he's not standing for the issues, but he's profiting from our community. Just like Roland Martin, just like Martin Lamont Hill, just like Michael Eric Dyson. They all profit from the black community, but they don't stand for our issues. And then he says that they all have a black agenda. The Democrats do not have a black agenda. That is a lie. They never had a black agenda. Black people have voted them into office for decades. We've given them our vote, and they have not given us anything in return, and we're fucking sick of it. We're fucking sick of Flint, Michigan, and the richest country in the world. We're fucking sick of police officers and police brutality and our people being shot in the fucking street with impunity. We are tired of it. They have no black agenda. When Kamala Harris is asked about a black agenda, she says that all-American bullshit. When Cory Booker is asked about a black agenda, he talks about all America. They are for a study of reparations. They're not for a payout on reparations. And we're fucking sick of that shit. Furthermore, he said, I don't know who I want to the 2020 Democratic nomination to be yet. I think I wanted to be Senator Kamala Harris, only because I feel like Donald Trump is setting the stage for the first woman president, specifically a woman of color. He continued, if you see how women of color have rallied since Donald Trump has been in the White House, whether it was the Women's March that Tamika Mallory, Linda Salazar, and Carmen Perez put together, or the way black female voters turned out in Alabama for Democrat Doug Jones' 2017 senatorial victory, it seems like the stage is being set for a woman of color president. And when you see somebody as qualified as Senator Harris, it's like, why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you rally around that? It's fucking bullshit. ADOS community, we already knew that Charlemagne was a fucking coon. He wants his butter biscuits. The Democrats have a very serious issue as far as black voters, because we've woken up. And the reason why we woken up is not because of Trump. It's because of Barack Obama. It's because Barack Obama, the fake black president, went in office, did everything for everybody else, gave everybody else laws and legislation, gays, illegal immigrants, but ignored our issues. And now we have woken up. We are on code, and we are standing for a political agenda, for a black agenda for our communities. And the message is still clear, Democrats. If you do not come up with a black agenda, if you do not come up with reparations and cut the damn check you will never see the White House, never again, ever again. We will not vote for you any longer without anything in return. It is about reciprocity. If we give you our vote, we want shit in return. We want policy. We want legislation. We want promises. We want it specifically for us, not this women of color shit, not this person of color shit. This is all a distraction from black foundational Americans. That is who we're standing for. So that's all I gotta say. Charlemagne, Roland Martin, and all these fucking imposters are coons. ADO West, we gotta keep turning up the heat. We're not voting for Kamala Harris because she's black. And notice how Charlemagne didn't even say why he wants her to be president. Who endorses somebody without telling you why why he's endorsing them? He didn't come with statistics. He didn't come with facts. He just mentioned her color. But we're not voting for Kamala Harris because of how she looks. We want to know how black that agenda is. We want to know how black those policies are going to be. We want to know how black that legislation is going to be. If it's not black, if it's no black agenda, you're not getting our vote. Trump's going to win re-election, plain and goddamn simple. But that's all I got to say. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Drop a comment. I want to know what you think about this subject. But thank you so much for your support. And as always, thank you for allowing me to share my views. Have a great day.